Alright, so what we have here is a box for the Kano PC provided by the Broward School Board through their Computer Science FTCE program. I am going to open it and see what's inside. Alright, Kano PC. Okay, instruction manuals, don't forget it. Lots of stickers. And here is the main computer. Alright, take this out. Underneath that, we have clear top. This is very likely the battery. Charger, USB cord, charger adapter, and I took a peek at the videos. This is the fan. Oh, actually no, this is a speaker. And then finally on the bottom, you have the keyboard. Alright, I'm going to pause this, read the instructions before I start putting it together, because that is what you always have to do if you have unfamiliar hardware. I saw the video, so I already know what I should be doing, but I want to read just in case there are some instructions that I'm missing. So, see you in a moment. Alright, when I first took this out, I didn't realize that the bottom of the motherboard was actually also the screen, and after reading instructions, it said put it on a black piece of foam. This is why you should read instructions, folks. At least, good thing I still have the protector on, so it would not have any potential damage to screen. As for the parts, these are USB ports. You have an HDMI port if you want to put video out. Heatsink right here with various important bits of the computer, including the CPU here. Not sure exactly what power management does right here, but probably regulates where the power is needed. Here's flash storage, your basically the hard drive of the computer, and here's memory right here. In this particular motherboard, it's rather small compared to a regular one, but this is the laptop, and this is made for demonstration. And if you look at a tablet or phone, they will have similar parts, and they are in an even smaller package. Alright, now going over here, you have the pogo pins. That's for where you plug in the keyboards. Real-time clock right here. That's so that the Kano does not lose time and is able to keep time when it's turned off. You have the charger integrated circuit, battery plug right here, speaker port right here. Here's the speaker chip or the audio chip. This is so that you can expand the memory on your Kano. It's an SD card slot. Here's where you plug in the power. This is if you want to plug in headphones, volume controls up and down, and the power button. Alright, so I've read the instructions, so I know pretty much what to do now. First step is, of course, the battery, and make sure the slots align. Then you plug it into the battery port, or the battery plug. Try not to touch it with my fingers just because just general hardware building safety protocols. Okay, now next will be the speaker. It has a standard headphone jack. I think it's a 3.5 millimeter. I can't remember the exact number of the second measurement, but this is where the sound gets generated from. Of course, you can always use the alternate headphone jack and hook it up to either headphones or larger speakers. Alright, those are plugged in. Now, according to instructions, things should be lighting up, but I do not see anything, so maybe that was just an illustration. Alright, next part, the clear case. This is so that when you demonstrate the Kano to students, they will be able to see all the parts an instruction book that comes with a magnifying glass. So you can file the parts closer. Snap, 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 snap. Alright. Then we have the keyboard. So that, the ports are pluggable plugs, and the plugs is right back there. So, keyboard this way to me. Put it over here. It's magnetic, and then you mount it there. Now that everything is put together, we can take off the protective screen cover, and let's see, power right here, big red button. Let's see if it powers up. No, it does not, which probably means that I need to charge it. So, take that off. Here's the adapter plug for US. The USB. Adapter plug for US. The USB cord. So we will plug this in and see if it works. Alright, so as you can see, I have plugged in the power cord into the Kano, and if you look over here, you'll notice that there's now a red light on. This particular type of plug is a USB-C. There are many types of USB. There was the standard big clunky USB, then they have micro USB, now they have USB-C. They change the connectors as technology improves, and therefore you can get more data throughput with the ever-evolving connectors. Okay, so let's see if we can turn this on with it plugged in. Press the power button, and nothing happens. Oh wait, no. So the power light, you can't see it, but the power light went down here, went on the keyboard. Let's see, there's a power button, and look here, there's a power button, and you can see it booting up there. It says Kano. This might take some time, so I'm going to pause it. Well, or actually I'm going to finish this because the main goal was to build the PC. So we have the PC, and look back here, battery light, speaker light, power light, and just says the computer. I believe that, but that one there says the computer is on. Alrighty folks, so Windows booting up, and we have built the PC. Can explore it a little later, and I will also be just going to compare the parts of this Kano, the parts of a full-blown computer. Alright, so see you soon. So the Kano would probably be considered a laptop. A lot of times though, you get a desktop system, and these are a little more powerful, and these are more like the computers you saw in the history of FTCE when you you looked at crash course computers, putting computers together. Here you have a monitor, and if you build it long enough, you tend to start collecting parts. So notice I have a second monitor here attached to mine. That is possible because of the graphics card, which I will show you a little later. Actually, I wouldn't even have the second monitor if it weren't for that we had inherited a TV. That monitor was our TV. All right, keyboard. Mine has LEDs on it just because it's hard to get a mechanical keyboard without one these days. And a mouse. That one I've had for years. You see there a scanner that I've had for a while. And down there is my actual PC. You see a subwoofer down there, and you can't see it, but behind that monitor is a receiver system that I use for sound. And there's a cat that wants to get out. Hi. Now, if you're buying a pre-built computer, a lot of times they'll come with a solid case. However, if you're building your own, it's a little harder to get those solid cases. It's actually cheaper a lot of times to get these cases with a window on the side. So a lot of gamers, they like to see the insides of the computers from outside. So that's why there's included LEDs, lights, and whatnot, but those are not important to the function of the computer. Here's my computer case, and I am going to unscrew the bits that hold the panel, side panel, together. Alright. Now, if you don't know what you're doing, never open this with the power on. I know what I'm doing since I've been doing this for a while, and since I'm not going to actually touch anything, this should be safe. Alright, first thing you should notice is it's rather dusty in there. This happens no matter how many filters you have, but the important bits. If you look over here, there are the hard drives. It's in a stack down here. This piece right here is the only bit that I have actually installed on the motherboard. That's for the video. What you see here with a fan spinning, that would be the heatsink. Games, so it requires a lot of CPU time and gets really hot. So instead of the small heatsink you saw in the Kano device, you can actually add larger ones or the ones that come with the CPU. But I needed something a little heftier. For those really dedicated, you can even have water cooled ones, but those do sometimes leak and destroy your computer. Now, these right here, that says G-Skill on them, those are the memory chips. And, well, I can't show the CPU because it's right under the heatsink right there. Okay, what else? Case, cooling fan, power supply. Oh yes, power supply, you can't see it. It's down here, under here. Let me move this over. Here's the power supply. Yes, it's very dusty back here. This, instead of the battery, this thing draws so much power, you actually need a large power supply. Not only does the CPU require power and all the other bits, but the graphics card also tends to take a lot of power too. So you're going to have to decide how hefty power supply you want in order to keep your computer running. Alright, and yes, I do have multiple fans just to try to keep the insides cool. It was something that I had trouble with in the previous build. The computer would tend to heat up a lot. That's why I'm taking more precautions this time. And it's also an upgraded CPU which runs hotter. Okay, you can see there in the back, that looks that's part of the structure that keeps the CPU down. Sorry, I can't quite get at the CPU from this because I really don't want to take off the heatsink. Okay, so this is a tour of the inside of a desktop computer.